On this episode of AMA Air, we will visit the National Model Aviation Museum to hear from some notable aviators.
And you'll get to learn more about another AMA staff member.
Plus, club charter renewals are coming up. All that and more on this episode of AMA Air.
Hello and welcome to AMA Air, your source for modeling news. I'm Chris Savage.
And I'm ERIN DOBBS.
The East Valley Aviators will be hosting the Desert Pattern Challenge in Apache Junction, Arizona, March 3rd and 4th. The event will feature all AMA pattern classes, FAI, P19, and F19, and a club class.
In Tucson, Arizona, the Cholla Chopper Control Line Model Airplane Club will host the Vintage Stunt Championships March 13th through the 17th. The competition will include Old Time Stunt, Classic and Super 70 Stunt, and more.
The Manatee County Radio Controllers are holding the 27th annual Dick Coles Memorial Fly-In March 10th and 11th in Palmetto, Florida. The club promises fun all around.
The Southeastern Model Show will be held March 2nd and 3rd in Perry, Georgia. The event is hosted by the Georgia Aircraft Modelers Association and is considered the United States' largest RC swap meet.
The Burlington Alamance Radio Control Society will be holding their first event of the year March 3rd in Graham, North Carolina. Cabin Fever 2018 welcomes all aircraft for a $10 landing fee.
Finally, the Newport News Park Radio Control Club will be hosting the Frostbite Fun Fly on March 10th in Newport News, Virginia. The event will feature bomb dropping with a $5 entrance fee.
For more information on these events or to find one in your area, you can check out the sanctioned event calendar in Model Aviation or at modelaircraft.org. I'm personally interested to see what is exactly the largest RC swap meet, because I've seen some big swap meets, and so to imagine there is something even bigger than that is pretty impressive.
Ask Joyce, she'll tell you all about it.
Perfect. Well, coming up, we'll take a look at the National Model Aviation Museum's second annual Black Wings panel.
Every journey starts somewhere. Our journey begins with imagination. And imagination can take us anywhere. Because the best journeys end with new beginnings.
Flight Test recently announced dates for their events, with a hint that there could be more to come. Flight Fest Ohio will take place in Fury Airfield in Malvern, July 12th through the 15th. Also, Flight Fest Texas will take place in Rockdale, November 1st through the 4th. Plus, don't forget that AMA Expo East is next weekend, February 23rd through the 25th at the Meadowlands Exposition Center in Secaucus, New Jersey. You can purchase advance tickets online until 5 p.m. Eastern on February 20th. And if you're unable to attend, don't miss AMA Expo Express coverage with videos, text, and photos, all available online at modelaviation.com/expo-express. Plus, be sure to follow us on Facebook to see our live coverage Friday through Sunday at 9, 10, 11, 2, and 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
The AMA has a new updated safety code. While you will find that the AMA safety code still institutes the same safety principles, it is now much shorter and succinct. The safety code is also accompanied by a new safety handbook that contains detailed information about the safety guidelines for each specific aero modeling discipline. You can learn more on the AMA Club's blog at amablog.modelaircraft.org.
This year, in celebration of Black History Month, a traveling exhibit from the Smithsonian Institution Traveling Exhibit Service will be on display at the National Model Aviation Museum through February. Black Wings, American Dreams of Flight will be on display in the Claude McCullough Education Facility and is included with regular admission. To learn more about the exhibit, check out the February edition of Ask Claire.
Along with the Black Wings exhibit, the National Model Aviation Museum also hosted a panel discussion on February 10th. Let's take a look at Black Wings, a celebration of African American aviators.
My name is Cedric Bridges. I currently work with FedEx as an aircraft maintenance technician.
I'm Captain Albert Glenn. I'm a 777 captain for FedEx. I'm also the chair of Project Aerospace for the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals.
My name is Lorenzo Gibson. Currently I work with United Airlines as an airframe vendor manager, program manager.
My name is John Graham. I am manager of heavy maintenance, base maintenance, Indianapolis.
If you talk about the history of aviation and how blacks were involved, and you get a chance to see the presentation that Claire has put together, you'll see there's some themes to all of that. You know, the first black airline pilot, even though the airlines had been going on for years prior to World War II, wasn't until 1955 with Augie Martin, who was a pilot for Seaboard Airline. He was a Tuskegee Airman. He was a B-25 pilot, and but it's kind of hidden. And then as you go through, you'll talk to every pilot that went through and mechanics, the struggles they went through in trying to get a job. You know, what was it? What did it take to get one? After a while, you realize that it's all about understanding diversity and how to deal in an environment which sometimes isn't going to hand it to you. The example they gave was they were Supermen, because they had to be 4 times better, that every mistake they made was caught by somebody and scrutinized to the nth degree, and those who could get by, you know, they had to spend an extraordinary amount of time to prove that they were able to do it.
There's a banner over on the other side that's hanging from one of the displays for the Smithsonian. And it says, flying against the headwinds of prejudice. We all know there's a difference between racism and prejudice. And what I have found, determination and preparation overcomes a whole lot of things. And I've been in situations where I was discriminated against, but it was always enough good people there to overcome the mess that was there too.
I met friends that were lifelong friends that it didn't matter whether you were black or white, they just saw you as a person. I learned as a young person, you take people at who they are and not the color of their skin.
Well, the museum staff I know personally worked so hard to put this exhibit together, and I'll tell you what, I think it's one of the coolest things that we've ever had, at least since I've been here over at the museum. I
completely agree. Honestly, I went over to check it out, and it was just an amazing exhibit, so I hope more come to see it locally and nationally.
Definitely. Check out Ask Claire if you haven't seen that yet. Claire did a great job of walking people through it.
Yes.
Well, coming up, it's the moment that you've all been waiting for. It's the chance to learn a little bit more about me.
Do you have a story you think we should have on AMA Air? Then visit air.modelaircraft.org and tell us about it by sending us an airmail. And if you're not already a member of the AMA, be sure to visit modelaircraft.org and sign up today.
While you may know Chris from his role right here on AMA Air, that's just a small part of his life. Let's take a look.
I'm Chris Savage, of course. I'm the multimedia manager here at AMA, and just kind of honestly fell into the AMA Air broadcast even before I had this position. I work on the digital editions of Model Aviation and Park Pilot, work on both of those publications' websites, some of our email marketing. I get a lot of help from Hannah Neiman, who actually produces this show. And also, I'm involved with our IT department on some various IT initiatives for the organizations. We've got some exciting things coming down the pipeline, hopefully in the next year or so. When I graduated from Ball State University, my degree is actually in graphic arts management, which is really focused around the manufacturing side of the printing industry, and that's kind of what I cut my teeth doing. And as time went along, I started to get more involved in graphic design and started doing more and more design work, a lot in a freelance capacity. And ultimately that landed me here at AMA as a graphic designer with our media and publications department, working on Model Aviation and Park Pilot. And as the publishing industry has changed and what we call internally as new media, when it comes to video, digital versions of our publications. As those things really started to take hold, I naturally sort of gravitated towards those again, because that interest in technology, I started to see new and exciting ways that we could connect with our membership. So a good friend of mine describes himself this way, and so I have to steal this from him because I think it sums it up perfectly. He says that he's a person who likes technology just for technology's sake. And I think that probably explains my interest to a large degree too. Anything that has to do with computers and electronics. So in my cubicle, for example, here I have illustrations of the icons of a lot of the different applications that I work with. At home, in my free time, I like to play with microcontrollers. So for folks that aren't familiar, Arduinos in particular, Raspberry Pis is probably a little bit more mainstream at least. And building all kinds of just various widgets and gadgets that's really helped me learn a lot more about electricity and electronics. I'm back in school right now, so I'm going back to Ball State and I'm pursuing a computer science degree. Because you really need the code base to make any of these technology pieces work, right? And so having that computer science background or that programming ability gives you sort of a blank canvas to be able to apply your skills in creative ways to solve problems and end up with something maybe not necessarily tangible that you can put your hands on, but something that's tangible in that you can interface with it and use it to make your life better, make your life more fun.
So it is all about you. You just stole my line. I mean, that worked out, but good going.
Yeah, it is all about me, and frankly, it's a little awkward to talk about myself after my own clip. But I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed talking a little bit about some more of my life with everybody else.
It was good, Chris.
Well, coming up, we'll tell you what you need to know about renewing your club charter.
Want more news and stories from the AMA and Model Aviation magazine? Subscribe to the new Media Minute newsletter. You'll get a quick look at some of the stories you might have missed from Model Aviation right in your inbox. And for the drone and helicopter enthusiasts, the new Rotor Report is just for you. You'll find stories, tips and tricks, product reviews, and more from the world of helicopters and drones that will get your props spinning. Find these newsletters and others at www.modelaircraft.org/publications.
Club charters will expire on March 31st and renewals have already been mailed out. If you are designated as a club contact, you should be receiving yours soon. You must sign the first page, ensure that all club officers are current AMA members, correct additional information as necessary, and complete the payment information. There are many benefits of chartering a club. You can learn more about why you should charter a club at modelaviation.com.
That's all for this episode of AMA Air. You can stay connected with us by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
For even more videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And from all of us here at AMA, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time, but for now, it's time to get flying.